This is the W0ECA repeater. The time is 4 p.m.
W0ECA, KF0HFB.
KF0HFB, standing by.
Are you ready to assume NCO, Jim?
W0ECA assistance net.
Yes, sir. All right, I will turn it over to you and let you make the top of the hour announcement. KF0FXJ standing by.
Thank you for your service. This is W0ECA Travelers Assistant Net. The purpose of this net is to provide travelers moving through St. Charles County any net on this repeater using a tone of 141.3 hertz at any time. This is KF0HFB operating as W0ECA.
All right, out on another weather drive, just going to see how conditions are here right before dark. And heading out, if you were hearing that just a moment ago, that was the St. Charles County Emergency Management on the ham radio, looking for anybody who needs any assistance in driving, and that's provided as just a simply volunteer public service. Steady up until about 6 o'clock this morning, and then continue to drop on off. So, coming out of subdivision here, south of Wentzville, a little ways south of Interstate 70. We're going to run up to Interstate 70 and just again see how the conditions are. I was out earlier today, and traffic was actually very, very light. I think a lot of people are staying home, but the roads certainly are travelable, if that's a word, and just have to watch it, just have to kind of take your time, watch where you're at on the road, and certainly watch others. That's the way to do it there. Use the blower to get everything off. Everything is very powdery. Snow started falling. We were well under freezing, up to 25, 27 degrees overnight, and that held steady until the big drop again, as I mentioned, at 6 o'clock this morning. So, yeah, I think I started to say we'll be headed up towards Interstate 70. I'm going to look and see how traffic is carrying on that. Probably, again, going to be kind of increased volume. We definitely do have, obviously with the weekend, people are extending that holiday weekend for some folks, and for Christmas into tomorrow, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a little bit of increased traffic, possibly with people heading out on a Thursday night, make it a longer weekend and getting out of town early. And of course, we'll definitely have the normal folks coming home from their jobs during the day. We're still seeing, here a while back, checked the weather station at the headquarters, and that was still showing single digits, gusting up into the low teens on occasion. So expect to see that increase as the cold front moves further off, and of course we end up seeing the precipitation and the winds out of the northwest coming in. Radar still continues to show a decent band of snow, actually down from Franklin County into St. Louis County, as well as a little bit heavier band down in Jefferson County, down along Cedar Hill into that area. So we're coming up to Highway F. We'll be coming up to County Highway F here in St. Charles County. Again, we're about 15 miles south of Interstate 70, so we'll get a good chance here to see how the roads are, side roads, county highways going in. Looks like county has maybe been out. Yep, county's definitely been out here doing some plowing. Got probably about 2 to 3 inches, but of course a lot of that got blown around, so again, volume is definitely hard to tell. Roads are snow covered. Again, they've been packed down by the cars. The plows did not go around that much. Plows that I did see around 1 o'clock, between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, were not doing any blading. They were simply up. I think they were doing some treatment. Looks like Highway F Hill, for those that want to know, south of Dumelli. That has certainly been treated, certainly on the uphill side. I don't see much treatment here on the south side, going down, I should say. But the uphill side definitely looks like it has some treatment since I went up it last year, about 2 hours ago. Not really too many slick areas. Just keep that steady speed heading down. Just keep it into a lower gear, and you're good heading down the hill. Of course, watch the bridge as usual for those that know it. Interstate 70 was pretty light on traffic earlier between 12 and 1 o'clock when we ran over to Fallon. And still a lot of trucks traveling around. Highway speeds were certainly keeping actual pace, simply because I think they've been doing a pretty good job of treating, and the vehicles going across to 70 have been kind of keeping everything clear again, with the winds aiding in keeping the snow from sticking and bending down. Again, we're diving down to temperatures, actually seeing here on the vehicle temperature exteriors down to 1 degree above. So as that cold front progresses off, we get the northwest winds coming in here. We'll definitely going to be continuing to drop and monitor that. Coming into New Melly, this is again about 10 miles or so south of Wentzville, south of Interstate 70, which runs kind of on the southern edge of the community of Wentzville. Bit of a hill coming in here. They did some treating, it looks like, on the downhill side. The snowpack coming up. Just keep your speed as you come into the curve, and you'll do fine going right around. This will be bringing us up to Highway D. We have a lot of people in the St. Louis metro area that live out in this area that take Highway D. We won't be taking Highway D. We're going to continue on Highway Z, County Highway Z of St. Charles County, up to Wentzville. And again, we'll be taking a look at Interstate 70 and how that is faring with traffic here coming in at kind of the early start of the drive home. We'll get a good idea in terms of how things are moving up there shortly. Again, this is Highway D in New Melly. We're going to head up Z parallels it here. Actually, we're going to pick up Z here in just a block, and we will head up. Again, a lot of snow kicking around. Doesn't look like blades have been down to clear a lot in some of the area here, but again, not a problem for most vehicles. You got a good tread, and just take your time. You're going to be doing well. Latest radar is showing kind of the backside is precipitation. Of course, those of you know snow does not show up super well on the radar, but visible precipitation returns on the radar are still going up through Louisiana and back down through Troy, Warrenton, Herman, and looks to appear have cleared Columbia, and Jefferson City has been taking kind of a while to do that. We do have some heavier bands kind of down in the Washington area in Franklin County and over into the Jefferson County area with just a slightly lighter band of snow heading up into St. Louis County. And again, the lighter precipitation starting to come into the northwest edge of, just got a new return here, northwest edge of St. Charles County. Again, we're venturing here north on Highway Z. A little bit of drifting. At least help keep the roads covered. Be interested to see if we do have any drift accumulation. I've not seen any drift accumulation. Of course, we only got about 2 to 3 inches, which is certainly leading to some blowing snow. When I was on 70 earlier, definitely had about a quarter mile to half, 3/4 of a mile visibility at times, depending on kind of where you're at. Further out in the Wentzville area, it's down to about a half to a quarter. Further in towards the O'Fallon, Lake St. Louis area, we're at 3/4 of a mile. So again, visibility not bad at all. Just have to watch yourself. So definitely going to be some slick spots. Just have to keep aware and be aware of the driving. Still looks like a little bit of light snow. Flurries falling again here in western St. Charles County. Definitely feel the wind. Looking for a flag here or so to get an idea to see if we can get a better estimate of the winds. Back at the headquarters, temperature is showing down at 0.8 degrees with winds 6 miles an hour out of the northwest, gusting to 12. And since we're on the back side, that barometer is at 30.186 and going up. So definitely winds are starting to pick up and keep steady, still in the single digits with gusts up into the teens. Again, we're traveling along Highway Z, heading north up to the Wentzville area. Not seeing any vehicles earlier on our weather drive earlier today or on this drive out yet. People are being cautious, and again, given the light snow, slick areas are finding is just where that snow had gotten packed down, and again, that'll get to be a little bit more slick as those temperatures drop, and any road treatment ends up having minimal effect with this. So drive time, you just have to watch as you go about. We'll continue to run live and run up here with the live stream for a little ways yet. Wanted to get out here before it got dark, just to give a little bit early indication what the road conditions were up more towards Interstate 70. That was heading out into western St. Charles County to get a feel of what that drive home is going to be like. Not many vehicles out. Typically this time of day, I think most of the folks live in this area definitely know there'll be a few more vehicles out on the road, so probably a combination of people working at home and people just staying home has kind of helped with that. So typically a little bit more trucks running around as well. Not seeing the normal gravel trucks that we typically see. A little bit later in the day for them. Did not see really many of those gravel trucks out earlier today. Probably not a lot going on. Private area subdivision there doing some blading of snow. Definitely getting some good wind. You might be hearing some of the howling on the audio. Another plow out and about. Private plow. Seeing more of the light powdery snow, as you can see here from the vehicle in front of me being kicked up. finding folks in this area. Again, we're in the western St. Charles County area, just about 40 miles west of the St. Louis area. Do have a plow coming through now, taking care of the shoulder. Thank you very much. And so that'll certainly help push things off. We do have a wind chill advisory, and that's off through to the 24th. And that's because we're going to be down in those single digits. We'll start to warm up a little bit more on Saturday, and in preparation for Christmas Day, but we'll still have those winds that'll be bringing those wind chill temps way down. And some historic temps. We're seeing the latest weather models that I took a look at this morning. We were seeing down into the minus 30s, definitely minus 20s, and some spots getting into the minus 30s with the wind and temperature combination for the wind chills into through tomorrow. So definitely time to bundle up. Make sure that you have a kit packed in the vehicle, so if you do happen to get stranded for some reason, you do have some blankets and things to stay warm and stuff that way. Now into Wentzville, just getting in the southern edge again, continuing in Highway Z. Highway Z here, coming up into a little bit more of the residential area, southern edge of Wentzville, again, about 40 miles west of the St. Louis downtown area. I'm going to take a look at the conditions on what 70 is doing. We'll probably go along the frontage road and get an idea of how the traffic is moving. Waze is showing traffic slowing up a little bit there as we approach. So we'll look and see what how the traffic is actually faring before we get on and probably take one of the frontage roads back and along in parallel 70 for a little bit and see how it is moving along. A couple bridges that we can go ahead and get some good shots and views in terms of how 70 traffic is going. Road's looking great here, just north of Perry Cate, again south of Interstate 70 here in Wentzville. Definitely been some blade work here, as we can see. Train vehicles, of course, running are helping to keep it cleared here. The center line area is still snow covered, and has some snow in there, so be careful if you have to go across the lane for any turning that doesn't catch your wheels. We got sundown here at 4:46 Central Time, 4:19 right now, so about 20 minutes or so left of daylight. So we're going to go ahead and run parallel 70 and go back on the westbound side for a little bit. Again, if you're having to get into the center areas, or somebody showing off, you have to get into the center areas of the road. They do have a little bit more snow and a little bit more snowpack on them, so just use a little bit of that common sense and caution. Of course, normal winter driving conditions, nothing surprising going on. Again, given the small snowfall amount, more of a nuisance snow than anything. This is Interstate Drive in Wentzville. This parallels the south side of Interstate 70. We're going to go ahead and run up parallel to Interstate 70 here. We will not be able to visibly see 70 for just a short bit, but again gives you an idea of what the side roads are in Wentzville. You can't quite tell if they've had plows out or not. Just the wind blowing and vehicles on the roads showing a good band of snow in St. Louis County, really kind of the southern part of St. Louis County, stretching into Jefferson County, down through again Cedar Hill, kind of on the middle part of it, moving off to the east. Again, good swath of snow headed over into Illinois, but we're starting to see some of the snow lighten up here in the western part of St. Charles County. Again, we're following the frontage road here, Interstate Drive. Going to be a long 70, kind of watch how traffic is versus getting on it and see how things are going. This will come out to a T, and we'll just have the interstate right straight ahead of us, but we'll parallel this out. We may go out as far as Warrenton. We'll have to see. Traffic on the eastbound lane, 70. Looks like it's moving along at normal speeds. Lanes look clear. Westbound traffic also moving around. Looks like it is also moving at normal, close to normal speeds. Probably head over to maybe just to Forestel, given how everything is progressing here. That'll give us an idea. Come back on the eastbound lane, give us a good shot of how westbound traffic is doing. Again, definitely very light amount of traffic on Interstate 70 here in Wentzville. Not much traffic on it at all. Forestel, I think that's what we'll probably do, is wrap around there. That'll give us a good idea. There's a few truck stops out there. Get an idea if the trucks have just kind of called it a day and let everything blow through. Definitely some trucks sitting out on the driving on the interstate, moving their loads. Still showing down in the Nemeli area, -8, or I should say not -8, 0.8 above zero. We'll get to the below zero numbers soon enough. Wind still sitting down in the lower single digits with gusts up into the teens. Winds out of the northwest. That's what's bringing in all the cold for us. We're sitting in Wentzville. This is western St. Charles County. We're about 40 miles at here west of St. Louis downtown. And good pickup in wind back in Nemeli. Again, seeing wind up now, and steady winds up in the 8 to low teens. Again, good gust up into the 13s. So winds looking like they might start picking up. Roads looking again a little bit slickery here off the interstate. A little bit of that mild snowpack and not slush, but snow buildup. That if you're not taking your corners cautiously or hanging too hard on the brake, can certainly cause you to skid. So just again, be aware. We're going to head westbound here on Interstate Drive. Going to go ahead and parallel Interstate 70, again west of the St. Louis area, western metro area. This is Wentzville, where we're sitting in, waiting for notoriously long light. Latest radar returns definitely showing lightening up in intensity of the snow. Again, radar is not a good return on snow itself due to the density of the moisture of snow, but still seeing actually that band of snow is picking up in St. Louis County proper, again extending all the way down into Jefferson County. Back end of the snow appears to be again out towards Warrenton, all the way up into Troy area. Montgomery, places like Montgomery City, Bowling Green, looks like you're already out of the major portion, if you will, of the snow. Only very light flurries being seen here. We'll see how long we get going with this light. got some construction going on here, so this tends to be a lot longer light. You know, showing off again there. Love it when you can have a little bit easier donuts. All right, they've got a green. We're waiting for our green here, and we got a lot of cars racking up behind me. They happen to be first in line. This is Wentzville Parkway going on to Interstate Drive. We're sitting on Interstate Drive. We're going to head west, probably out to Forestell. You can see some of the blowing snow going on there. Hopefully it'll be our turn here after southbound Wentzville Parkway. And I think we're looking for lights. Hard to see if they still have a green light. Should be enough vehicles here to trip the sensors. Yeah, probably a dozen or better vehicles sitting behind me waiting at this stoplight to get going. Might end up having to take a right on the red here to go if we don't get a green light. They're still coming through the intersection, so they still must have a green. We're looking at sundown at 14:46, only about another 15 minutes. So we'll continue the weather drive here on just a little ways, showing 0.6 above. So temperature dropped another 0.2 of a degree at the headquarters south of New Melly. We've gone through a full cycle of not seeing a green here for us. Winds are in the upper single digits with gusting to low teens out of the northwest. And I think we're going to go ahead and make a U-ey here and come back through this intersection because we're not getting a green light to go across the intersection. Don't need a fender bender. Easiest way to work with that situation. Interstate 70 seems to be moving along in both directions here at Wentzville. Pretty good clip. Looks like they've Missouri DOT has done a pretty good job of taking care of those roads. We're just waiting to get again further westbound here, so we can head a little bit further west. Probably come back on the interstate. We'll see what opens up here. We might head west on the interstate just to get a little bit of feel for how those roads are heading out westbound, since that volume is pretty light. Green light. We're in Wentzville again here at Interstate 70 and Wentzville Parkway. We're going to go ahead and cut across. I think we'll go ahead and hop on westbound 70. Do have a truck over to the shoulder. Not quite sure what's going on there, but we'll go ahead and hop on 70 westbound. Take that probably down to Forestell. It's probably about all the time that we're going to have, given the daylight.
Is the W0 ECA Travelers Assistance Net. The purpose of this net is to provide travelers moving through St. Charles County any assistance or emergency relays as required. Any traveler needing assistance may call into the net on this repeater using a tone of 141.3 hertz at any time. This is KF0HFB operating as W0ECA.
That's the St. Charles County Emergency Management Agency. They have ham radio going on with listening on a couple different bands. They run a nice nice traveler's net. People coming into the hams coming into the area can certainly hop on and get any traveler assistance. Happens to be on 2 meters, 145.490. Can certainly listen along. Hams can get on and certainly get any information if you have to have somebody from the back seat monitoring them. We're going to head out westbound here on Interstate 70. Get a feel for how the roads are doing, how the traffic volume seems light, certainly for typical Thursday, coming up to very early drive time. Road conditions are pretty good. Hats off to MoWX, keeping things clear. Probably a combination of their hard work, cars moving along, and also winds on the road surface. You see, have some drifting still. Going to certainly expect to see a little more drifting going on out here as we get further out into the country. And a little bigger winds going out here to carry that snow. Westbound Interstate 70, west of Wentzville, just getting out of the, still looking at Wentzville city limits. We'll head down here to Forestell. Again, it's probably going to be all that we have. Keep the video from getting too dark. Come back around. I appreciate everybody riding along. And if you like what you see, want to have more of that, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you want to get notified, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification when we do go live again. I'd like to get out with any of the significant weather events. This is really kind of the first winter weather event that we've had, really of the season here in the St. Louis metro area. We were able to get in on a few storm chases over the spring and summer season. So I'd always like to get out and see what the weather is doing. Definitely increased winds out here. We're going to be coming into Forestell. And of course, with the cloud cover, even though we do have sunset at 4:46, we're already starting to see darkness settle in. We're starting to see some of the street lights and things turn on. We'll get a little bit of a feel here for how many trucks are in, calling it a day until this kind of thing blows through and they just winds subside a little bit and they don't have to deal as much with the cold weather. Again, maybe surprise for some of the trucks coming through here, having gelling up issues with diesel given these temperatures, because diesel certainly gets to have some challenges down. 0.2 now being registered above 0, 0.2 degrees above 0 being registered back at the headquarters at the weather station, again with winds in the upper single digits with gusts up into the mid and upper teens. Now winds out of the north and northwest. Coming into Forestell, we're going to go ahead and get off here. Again, not going to have too much longer with the daylight hours, being able to see any of the drifting snow and have some good returns. Definitely a bunch of trucks sitting back in the first TA. A lot of trucks gassing up, getting that winter diesel in. We'll take a peek here at the top of the hill. We've got another truck stop over to the right. Not a lot of room, if you will, for trucks over on that one, but definitely saw lots of trucks over in the truck stop in the northeast corner here of County Road W and Interstate 70 in Forestell, Missouri. About 50 miles west of St. Louis metro area. St. Louis downtown, that is. ahead and turn around and head back eastbound on Interstate 70. But again, conditions on 70 here are doing actually really, really wonderful. So again, if you're considering going out and doing some traveling, at least here, 70 is outstanding. Really kind of minor winter to normal driving conditions. Definitely want to watch as the temperatures get lower, because you'll get the slick conditions that you won't be able to visually observe. Temperature continues to drop back at the headquarters south of Wentzville, 0.1 degrees. Still kind of seeing some light snow, but again, we're seeing the winds pick up. We're getting steady winds up into the teens and gusts up into the mid and upper teens. Back south in the middle. Tow truck out behind us. So obviously out and about. We're going to take a look. Probably helping somebody who's off the main roads. We're going to go ahead right now and head back eastbound on Interstate 70. Yeah, pulling looking at the semi-wrecker, pulling a semi-wrecker in. And in the TA, a lot of semi-trucks, you might be able to see tractor trailers sitting, I think, kind of calling it a day. It looks pretty full. A lot of them sitting over there, probably waiting for this to kind of blow over. And the way station, I think, on the westbound side was open, but doesn't look like eastbound side is open presently. Again, road conditions here in Interstate 70, out just west of the Wentzville area, about 50 miles west of St. Louis downtown. It's coming into Wentzville now. Again, roads are very clear. Occasional snow-packed areas. Again, if you're seeing on the camera, we are seeing some drifting on the roadways. That can sometimes get packed down. But again, do have some drifting, and that's pretty going to be pretty much expected. Given the winds here, they have a lot of ground to pick up on, not as many trees and buildings as we're out in the country at this stage. Again, good area of the road. The on-ramps and off-ramps, those are definitely, have some snowpack on those, so watch your speeds as you come off. Seeing that kind of right here, you can see the exit ramp here at 206. Yes, a lot of snowpack on it, so just watch your speeds. Seeing 0 degrees being registered back at the headquarters, south of New Valley, south of Wentzville. So again, everything's starting to fall down. Temperature's starting to drop. Definitely feeling it in the feet. We'll have to get the heat switched around. Video's getting a little bit dark, so we're probably, once we get back to Wentzville here, we're going to go ahead and probably wrap up this weather drive. Again, I really appreciate everybody riding along. And again, really kind of a non-eventful winter weather system coming through as it relates to snow, but definitely as it relates to wind and temperature, that's the big news, if you will, with this system. So a little bit of blowing snow, 70 west of the St. Louis metro area, pretty much clear in both directions. Again, our hats off to DOT and of course Mother Nature with the wind, keeping things clear and really at normal highway speeds for the most part here west of the St. Louis metro area. If this has been helpful for you, again, please go ahead and click the thumbs up on the video. And if you want to get see more of these, we again only go out when we do have some more weather on the notable side. We definitely go out, but if you like what you see and you want to get more of that, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and tap that notification bell. And as you can see here, getting off, we do have some snow drifting up. There's the Jersey barrier. call this weather drive a wrap. Again, appreciate everybody joining us. Again, hit that subscribe button and that notification button if you want to get further notifications.